Bro. Book. Alright. So, little information on this. I've tried to record this video I don't know how many times, okay? So, first of all, I feel like I know that this sketchbook specifically is going to take me a while, so I'm going to break this up into 2 or 3 parts and see how that goes for me, like, you know, content wise and actually getting this sketchbook done, because I'm scared that I'm not like actually gonna finish this thing, because this is like only 20 pages and I still have all of these. So, you know, gonna try that out and test the waters for that. This is sketchbook number 9. I really like the cover. I worked my tail off on the cover. I remember it took me like 3 days to paint all of this, and I really like how it turned out. Other than like one spot right here I kind of messed up on. I don't know if it's in the camera or not, but you know, it is what it is. So without further ado, let's get started. So I started this sketchbook June 8th, 2025. Here's all of the stuff that's in it so far. Like, I'm pretty sure more will be added to this, I guess, as I progress, like, with this sketchbook, but I'm not entirely sure. Probably not. So if you don't like blood, pregnancy, or nudity, I mean, I put nudity in quotes because a lot of it is like either anatomy or covered up. So if you don't like any of that stuff, it's okay. You don't have to watch the video. Like, you can leave. This is your warning though, so let's get into it. This sketchbook, well, this page I've already shown on my last video, the art block video, kind of as a comparison to a different drawing that I did of my OC Boxmaster. I really feel like I need to talk about this guy more, along with some of my other OCs that are in like the storyline that he's in as well. But that's a story for another time. I know I keep on saying stuff like, oh, I want to make a video for these guys, or blah blah blah, blah, but I don't think it's gonna happen because I don't know, I'm lazy and I'm worried that I won't do all that well. A spread for Iggy, my boy, my baby. I cannot preach enough how much I love this guy, okay? Like, he's my favorite out of all of my OCs. I feel like I've had him the longest. Well, not the longest, but he's an OC that I've had that I've continued to draw and not just left behind, you know? So there he is, and then there's his husband, Fucus. I'm sorry if you can hear anything going on outside. It's a little noisy, but it'll be okay. I almost said Regretivator. So Forsaken stuff. We got 007, Cool Kid, and then Noob. The boys. I don't really like how this drawing of, what is your name? Butcher? I don't like how it turned out. I can never get the guy's face right. And like, I still want to draw him. It's just I have trouble drawing him. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out eventually. Okay, another OC. This is Candy. She's a part of like the storyline with Iggy and Boxmaster. She is like a part of the main 4 of the story. I just, for some reason, I can never bring myself to draw those guys, even though they're the main characters. I don't know, but her and her friends, I'll put them up. Like, before I do though, I'm gonna warn you that these designs are a little outdated. Like, I do need to redesign them, I feel like, along with her as well. Like, I added the buns, but you know, her outfit's a little bland. So Jaden, Clyde, and Andrew and Candy are all like the 4 main characters of Offer. and I just never draw them. Also, Jaden doesn't belong to me, he belongs to my brother, so like what's on the screen, like his little info, like the information could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to ask, you know, like whenever it comes to redesigning them and stuff. Even though I feel like out of all of them, he's the one that I like the most whenever it comes to the design, so nothing much will change. But yeah, there's them. I'll have to talk about them like more in a future video, like whenever it comes to yapping about OCs. Maybe, you know what, I feel like they do deserve their own little story, like yapping about them as just characters. They need their own video. Look forward to that if I do actually decide to go through with it. You may see it, you may not. All really depends on how I feel. Oh my gosh, I need to learn to like breathe while I'm making these videos, otherwise I just get really winded. You guys may have seen this one. I did like a short type thing of me filling a sketchbook page. You got Kimmick, Gregory, and then Nove, and then like this vampire guy that I still don't know anything about. I painted him with some, like, I can't remember what they were called. I'll have a picture. I'll put it up if I find them. But it was these markers, and my brother let me borrow them. They were wonderful. I loved them, and I need to go buy me some. But like, I don't know. I'll find them, okay? But until then, I'll wait. So, yep, I really like this book. I like this one specifically because it's more like lore related. I'll have to, I don't know if I would get into that now. Like, out of all of the like top like gods slash overlords that I have, he's the one that created all of it, okay? But he doesn't get the credit. Like, they kind of glance over him. They completely ignore that fact. And that's why he's sad in this. You all may have seen this one as well. I colored this, did a speed color for a short. Dead Bat was kind of like a thing that me and my friend made up. Like, they doodled like a tiny Deadpool, and I doodled a tiny Batman beside them, and they were kind of just like hanging out and stuff. I feel like they would make a good team up. Like, it would be silly, but like low-key, it reminds me of Pulverine. These are my pets as Littlest Pet Shops. This is Coda. I really don't like how her fur turned out, but this is Coda, my cat, and then Venom, my dog, and then this isn't my cat, it's my sister's. Let's see, I don't know, she's an ankle biter. Like, I adore her. She's a cutie, and like, she's sweet sometimes, but like, if you get too close to her owner, she'll just like bark and growl at you. Like, she's very protective of my sister, and I appreciate that. I like that. You need that in a dog, you know? But I don't know, I have been bitten by her a few times, and it's not fun, but still love her. And then there's a beetle. Nothing much to say about him. I kind of had art block during this, so it's just a bunch of trash just put into there. I don't like how this Venom turned out. I like this hand, and I like this blue cipher. This isn't mine. This is my sister's. I stole it from her. Also, a little story on like some of the rubbish that I did put in here. I bought a Funko Pop a long time ago, or not a long time ago, whenever I was visiting like some of my family members, and like I was looking for him, okay, and whenever I found him, like my dad, if he were to have seen this, he would be like clutching his pearls, you know, because he is an in-box collector. I'm an out-of-box collector. I have to like hold them and like see them in my room, and like whenever I bought him, I had to get a hold of them, so I immediately took him out of the package, and it was like, I guess, a promotion for the first movie. Like, it had movie tickets in there and stuff, so I took it out. Also, another piece from it, like, I taped to my wall, because I thought it was cool. Like, I put it over my Venom the Last Dance poster. But, yeah, very cutesy, very silly. I feel like it's getting darker in here. I don't know if that did anything. It could have done nothing, but my room, it just feels dark, so I turned on the light. Next page, More Kimmick, I almost said Gimme. Gregory, more Kimmick and Gregory. This isn't canon, like they don't actually have kids together, but I do like to see what my OC's kids would look like if they had any. Like, I haven't drawn them aged up, but I know what they look like in my brain. I just need to draw them. I just haven't got to it yet. So, more on this stuff, some doodles that I put in here. Addy, my cult leader OC. I draw him, I feel like, more than I draw his boyfriend. I say boyfriend, but like it's complicated. What was I gonna say about him? Cause like he's my favorite. He's one of my favorites. I have 4. All right. I don't know if I've yapped about them before. Sony, Penny, Iggy, and Addy are like my top 4 OCs, and I love them to death. But more on these doodles. I think I did these around the time that what is it? This came out. I can't remember what it was called. I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. Yeah, it was very inspired by that. She was in an OC, and he was supposed to be like a redesign for a magical girl OC that I had, but I kind of abandoned him. I may bring him back, I may not. I'm not entirely sure. I love this spread. I like how interactive it is, especially with this little paper doll. I want to make another paper doll. I don't know if you heard that. Pay no mind to the background noise. I have family over, and they are a little rambunctious, but that's okay. So, anyways, back to what hold on a second, gang-a-lang. Back to, what is it? Back to the, is it regular program or usual program? I don't remember. So, like I was saying, I really like how, like, interactive this sketchbook is. Though the Bill cipher that I put in here isn't actually connected, like, as you can see. So, I had to put a warning saying, like, be careful, because, like, if you know, he'll come off. I've done it before. I opened this book too fast one time and he just popped out. So it's okay. It was an easy fix, but still. Like, whenever it comes to this page, not a lot to talk about other than the fact of how like interactive it is. Also, this OC right here, Mama, she doesn't really have a name, and neither does her baby. I've been calling them Mama and Baby like for their whole for their whole existence. So they're very cutesy. I want to draw her more, but I'm too busy drawing other characters. Pretty sure we all know who, but yeah, very silly page. Also, this is a pop socket that's been lying in my floor for the past 5 days that I just hot glued in here. So very fun, chunky, makes it thicker. Y'all probably seen this one as well. This was another spread that I did on a short. You have Elliot, Iggy's brother, and then this gal right here is like a Mary Sue OC that I had since I was 11. She was created around my creepypasta phase, and I shipped her with good old Slender Man right there. I adore her still, even though it's been years. Anytime anybody brings her up, I feel like I have to doodle her in some way, because she's still very special to me, and she was like a big part of my childhood. So still over the death, but she's just, you know, a Mary Sue. And I'm so iffy whenever it comes to characters like that, but you know, it is what it is. I also really like this bug and like all of the rest of the doodles. I did all of these doodles at my aunt's, which is another thing. Like, they're kind of iffy whenever it comes to like furries and characters with horns, so I was kind of like clutching my sketchbook as I did it, but still, no one's seen it, no one judged me. Everything turned out okay. Nothing much going on here either other than some doodles. I really like how this, I think it's Fresno Nightcrawler. If I'm wrong, correct me. This is like my favorite cryptid ever. I plan on getting a tattoo of one of them, like, I don't know, maybe here on my arm, probably. I haven't really thought. Either on my arm or on the back of my leg, one of the two. It won't be my first tattoo that I'll get. It will probably be one later down the line, because I really want to, like, make sure I want that on me, because, you know, but still, I'll figure it out. Also, I wanted to talk about this guy. I don't know who he is, but my brother suggested that I draw him. He's from like a video game that he really wanted to play, but I really don't know anything about him. He was difficult, but a fun challenge, like whenever it comes to drawing him. Also, I really like this cat. I was on call with my brother as I like drew these two things, and I was like, hold on, a character just popped into my brain, I have to draw them, and then that's what it was. Very, very odd. Also, this little guy, hold on, I'll have to go get him. This, pretty, it's very, very close, I'd like to say. I don't know. I was experimenting with the multicolored pens. I love those. I wish I was better at them. Like, I've seen like god level skills whenever it comes to the, is it like more often, it's 10-in-1 pens. I call them multicolored pens, but wonderful, like chef's kiss work. And I've been practicing with them, trying to figure out how to get to that level. But you know, practice makes perfect whenever it comes to anything art related, or anything in general, not just art related. I like this spread, but I also don't like it. Like, I don't know. It's okay, but it doesn't itch my brain the way that the majority of the spreads in the sketchbook does. So, where do I start? I'm gonna start with her. This is Elliot's girlfriend. She's been sitting in my brain for like 3 years, and I just now, like 2025, decided to actually draw her. I feel like instead of doing a doodle, like she needs her own like actual finished piece drawing for her. But until then, I'm just gonna like keep it at that, because this is like kind of the rough draft of her design. I could change it in the future, so I don't know. She also doesn't have a name, so if you want to give her a name, you can put it in the comments if you want to. Also, I don't know if this would have anything to do with like her name, but her theme is green. And also, as a challenge, try to have a Y in her name, because like it's kind of a weird tradition whenever it comes to the like eggs and their species, like the characters with the horns and stuff. They all have Y's in their name. Like, it doesn't have to be, but you know, if you want to, you can. But and then you got this guy. I was trying to draw Bill Cipher, but instead, like, I didn't like the way that his arm was like short. Like, now that I look at it, I realize it was super silly, but like, I was tired. It was late at night, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this a knockoff of Pyramid Steve. So Joe Smo was created. He's a very cute guy, and I'm pretty sure that this is the only time that he'll ever be, you know, spotted. Like, I may never draw him again. And then some Curly Doodles. I had this sticker for like maybe years. Like, whenever I first got into Gold Almonds, I asked for like, listen, if this is your artwork, I'm so sorry. I don't know who did this. Like, I'm pretty sure it was like a sticker pack off of Temu or something that I got, and more often than not, it's going to be stolen artwork. Like, it's never any official stuff, and like I don't think there ever was official Gold Almond stickers, and like it was always fan made. But I'm rambling, okay? But like anytime I draw any of the like Gold Almonds characters, mostly Curly and Aziraphale, it's always doodles like this. Like, I've never done a piece like, especially here recently, because like with all the stuff that came out about the author and whatnot, I don't know, it's so iffy. Like, of course, I'm still patiently waiting for like the next season to come out, but until then, I'll just sit back and watch all of the oh, I know what's gonna happen next, here's the release date, and then it just, no, that's not the release date, this is whatever is going on, blah, blah, blah. Like, just people jabbering about it online. I'll just be sitting here waiting. I'm patiently waiting. Here I go rambling. Here I go rambling again. I tell you, I feel like it's been years since I've made a sketchbook tour, even though it's been a month. Next page. The one pages that I don't like, I end up staying on the longest, I feel like. Not a lot going on here. I really like the stars and stuff that I put in here. There's Elliot's girlfriend again. More Gravity Falls stuff. Nothing that important. This flips up and they kiss. That was important, but very silly. I love this spread. I love how colorful it is. I did this while I was on art block. Whenever I had art block. Sounds like a pill you take. But goodness gracious, I really like how this king ear turned out, even though his, like, the color of his robe isn't right. And then I really like how this spot turned out, like with the shading and stuff. Very cutesy. Some OC doodles. Whenever it comes to this page specifically, and also I'm sorry for the glare if there is any, but like I put Mod Podge on there, and I feel like I've said this before, I don't know if I'm using Mod Podge right, because anytime I put it on like a page or something and like close it up, it sticks together. Like, I've seen that stuff happen to other artists before, but like not as bad as mine, because like it'll stick together and then like stuff will rip apart and then mess up, and I'll be like freaking out trying to fix it. So I'm just gonna stick to doing packaging tape whenever it comes to like graphite drawings and stuff. Is it graphite or lead? I don't know, but yeah, very cutesy. I'm trying to figure out if you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay. There's Andrew and his boyfriend. I'm gonna have to like talk more on them later, like maybe in the video that may or may not come out about them, but I don't know. And then here's Sony, and then Iggy. Skip that page because it was an event. And then I'm gonna get to a rambling session on this one too, because like in the last couple of times that I tried to record this, it was always a rambling session about Superman. But before I get into that, I'm gonna talk about the other stuff. So here's a Beetlejuice doodle that I did whenever I was still like art block, and I looked on Pinterest and he popped up. I was like, you know what, I'll draw him. And then Zorro, I think is his name. He's a cherub. And then Kaya and Imp. They're not together, but I ship them. Even though, like, I don't know why I say ship them. Like, they're my OCs. Okay, they're together, but they're not together. They're just very cute, okay, in my opinion. So, on to the rambling session about Superman. I went to go see it with my stepdad. Let me tell you, I loved it. Oh my gosh, I feel like it was such a refresher whenever it comes to like other than Deadpool and Wolverine, okay, the other like superhero stuff that's been coming out. Not Thunderbolts. I haven't seen Thunderbolts yet. Just okay. Let me talk about Captain America: Brave New World for a second, because I had no problem with it. All right, I love, like I said before, I love Sam and I love Bucky and I want to see them more. But it feels like I was robbed. Well, not me. It feels like we were robbed, because in my opinion, Captain America: Brave New World felt short. I don't know why. Like, even though it wasn't an hour long, 2 hours long, I don't remember. But to me, it felt like I was watching another episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, it's not that Falcon and the Winter Soldier was rushed, but if you didn't, and I had the context, but I feel like maybe a lot of people didn't. I want more. I want to see Sam and Bucky more, okay? And like, I need to go watch Thunderbolts so that maybe I'll get like more Bucky and stuff. But I want more Sam. Is that too much to ask, Marvel? Okay, back to the Superman thing. Like I said, felt like a refresher. Felt like we needed something like that, especially with everything that's been going on. We need a little hope. But also another thing that I'm going to get into when it comes to like the Superman stuff, I was making a joke in my brain because I don't know, I just can't sit and watch a movie. I have to be like constantly thinking. Whenever Clark and Lois were being cutesy boyfriend and girlfriends, I was like, that's not a straight couple. There, you know, as a joke, I was like, Superman is non-binary and Lois Lane is bi, like, you know, headcanons, I guess. And then later into it, Lex was like, Superman isn't a he, it isn't it. I was like, that just proves my point. This is all a joke. I feel like if any like hardcore Superman fan got on here and be like, no, Superman is a man. When I put quotes, because like I feel like if you're crazy and like not crazy, what am I getting at? I feel like if you think Superman is this blue edgelord kind of guy, like I feel like if you think that Superman is just Batman but a tad bit more colorful, that's not the case. He's a silly. But not saying that you're not a fan. You know what? I'm gonna get canceled. But anyways, rambling session over. Love the movie. I love what James Gunn did with it, but still can't wait for more stuff in the future, because I've seen something for Supergirl. Probably, maybe I'll put it up. But yeah. Another thing about this before I skipped and go to the next page. When I was telling my brother about that, and he yelled, "It's not Superman, it's Super They." I got a good kick out of that, okay? And I need to make a comic out of it, but I say comic, but I don't really know how I'm supposed to go about that quote whenever it comes to that. I thought it was silly. Rambling session over. I need to stop talking. This was just the stuff from the art block video, but I colored like the doodles that I did whenever it comes to the pen. Out of the whole thing, I liked how all of the drawings turned out, especially this one, but this one I didn't like. Out of all of them, that one was my least favorite. I don't know why. I guess because it kind of reminds me of Lumpy Space Princess, and like she's cool, but she's not one of my favorites. Anyways, next, more doodles from that video, just colored and then in my sketchbook. This isn't mine. This is another one of my sister's flowers. I feel like anytime she makes like any sort of art, she criticizes herself too hard. Like both of them do. All of my siblings do. Oh, they can hear. I think they can hear me talking about them. I heard someone yelling. But anyways, I feel like they criticize themselves too much whenever it comes to their art, because they are both amazing, incredible artists. But I say both, but like all of them are amazing artists. Like we all do art, we all have ever since we were small, but like they don't give themselves the credit, okay? It's crazy. What else was I gonna say? I try my best to encourage them whenever it comes to like creating art and stuff, but like anytime I do, especially the one that likes to draw flowers and stuff, she's like, "I'll stop drawing if you don't quit complimenting me." I don't understand it, but like it is what it is. Like, okay, I'll leave you alone. I'll leave it at that, even though their art is still very amazing. And if you're seeing this, if any of you are seeing this, your art is amazing. Stop being so down on yourself, okay? Gosh, I can hear you laughing too as you're watching this. Just saying. Goodness. I think this is almost to the last page. Nothing much going on here. Still another doodle from like the last video, and then just a bunch of stickers and stuff, and then like a My Little Pony thing. I thought this was funny. Can you even see what I'm seeing? Okay, I thought this was funny. Pause to read if you want to, because I'm not going to. Also, these feathers I got from our chicken coop. I remember one of my sketchbooks, I had a little baby feather that was falling out because they were growing up, and now I have another one, like I found it outside of the chicken coop. I don't know how it got out there. I guess like the wind or something, but I picked it up and I took it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna put this in my sketchbook, kind of like I did with the other little one. And it's kind of like baby book vibes, because like it's weird. I love my chickens. Well, I don't really know my mamas, but you know, they're very cutesy. We have 3 yellow ones and 1 black one. The black one's my favorite because I feel like she's got the most sass. And like the other 3 ones kind of follow her. Like she's definitely the leader out of all of them. So next page and last page. I did this page while I was watching Smokey play this game, because I want to play it. Like, I know it's a demo, but I don't have anything to like actually play it on, so I don't know. I'll figure that out eventually. But it kind of inspired me to draw like a little alien guy. His name is Cube. You know what I just realized? I feel like I skipped a few pages. These! I skipped this. I skipped this, but the next page was the vent page. But I also feel like I skipped a different one. This one right here. I skipped this one as well. Because I remember thinking like, oh, in the other ones, I remember seeing the One Day I Will Grow Wings thing, and then another one with the angel, because the cube will probably be another one of those OCs that I draw whenever I have art block, because he's a very simple like character design, and so is this angel. Like, I always draw him whenever I have art block, but I just completely skipped over this. And even though I really love this page and I really like the song that it inspired, but I don't know. And then this page as well. I really love this page. I layered a bunch of like cheap markers and stuff, and it turned out very pretty. But I wanted to talk about this specifically. It was supposed to be the 10th Doctor, but I feel like it doesn't look like him. I feel like it looks more like Scout from Team Fortress 2 more than anything. But you know, this one as well. What? I swear, if I'm tripping, I'll edit all of this out. But if you're seeing this, that means I wasn't. So, yeah. Just some more quotes from more songs. I really liked doing the sun and moon. They were very, very pretty. Just go on to the last page because I already talked about that stuff. But, before I completely end this video, I wanted to talk about the snake. I really like how it turned out as well. I was going to do it like be a black snake with a red belly, kind of like Crowley, but I decided to switch it up because I feel like I'm always drawing Crowley as a snake. Like, always. But, I don't know. I really like how it turned out. It's very cutesy. And also, one more thing. Two more things. This was my favorite, and I feel like I messed up this house with like the crayon and stuff. But anyways, that's it. Yeah, so that's it. That's all for this video. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you subscribe and all that other YouTube jazz. I hope you guys are having a lovely day or night wherever you are in the world. And that's all I have to say for this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So, bye guys. Bye.